Yeah, let's get rid of the overlay, background. Okay, folks, there we are. Happy Marine Corps birthday. I know you probably heard me early on, but this is Cassandra Williamson. And it is Friday, folks. It is Friday today, November the 10th, Marine Corps birthday. Yes, December 5. So with that, let me just drop out this music. I love the music in the background. I really do. Keep it in the background, keep it going. It is also Veterans Day weekend. Tomorrow's Veterans Day as well. I do have a little video clip I'm going to play for Veterans Day. It's for the Veterans Day weekend. It's already posted over on Facebook and I believe on LinkedIn too. But we're going to play that as well. Let me see. Somebody put a comment on there. Hoorah! Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Glad you're here. Thank you. So this is our Friday morning show. We don't do shows on the weekends because I need a break. Yeah, I can do a lot, but you know what? There are times when I need a break. And in other news, my car is still in not veterans. Did I misspell something wrong? Where is it spelled wrong at? Is it on that thing back in the... Oh, veterans. Oh, I got it. It's pronunciation. You're killing me. No, it's veterans. Come on, it's veterans. Veterans. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I know what you mean now. I figured after I read what you wrote. Yeah, I got it. LOL. Yeah. Okay. Let me put this up here. That's what Sarah said. She's making fun of my Southern accent, y'all. Come on, y'all. Jump in. Let's make it happen. Help. That's right. Anyway, so let me play this little Veterans Day weekend clip I've got for you. It's in the background back here. I think you'll like this. I just finished creating it this morning. So enjoy this. Let me present the screen. Let's go with Veterans Day weekend, share a screen. Forget about it. Right? Well, I do need to say one thing though before we proceed any further. All the opinions expressed on here are mine and mine alone and no one else. They don't belong to any organization. They don't represent any agency or department or anything like that. They are my opinion. And I am speaking to you as the executive director for Transgender Diverse Veterans of America, but our action group, because most of what I do on this show is, pontificate. Have a lot of fun out here. Have a lot of fun doing it, just getting on. There's some things we want to cover. But first thing I want to do is this Veterans Day weekend thing that I have in the background behind me on this screen. So here, take a watch this, folks. Hoorah, all the Marines. There we go, folks. That was it. Anyway, let me turn down the music because we got to jump into a bunch of stuff. Are you ready for this? Let me get to the brand over here on the side. Go back to where my acoustic sound is located. Oh, and it should be out. Yes, faded out. Okay. Great, great, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. New comment. Let me see. That was a wonderful journey. Yeah. Yeah, well, you're welcome. Absolutely. I love doing that, by the way. I love getting out there and actually meeting people face to face because, you know, that's more important than me sitting behind this darn computer screen and talking at you every day. So first thing I want to do, though, is let's go take a look at the news. Let's see what's on the news headlines just to go kind of run down through there and give a little, you know, commentary along the way. Here we go. Commentary along the way. Let me go back to sharing the screen again, presenting. And share screen, and I want to look for that window right there. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's take a look at the headlines. This is from Microsoft, Bing. Microsoft, my news provider. I actually get news through Google, and obviously the algorithms all kind of just go along and just feed me everything that I always look at anyway. But you know what? I look at all kinds of different stuff, so they don't know what to do with that. They kind of have a, you know, they really don't understand, I guess, you know, my eclectic sense of news readership stuff, whatever it might be. Anyway, let's start at the top. Okay, Ron DeSantis' own higher education appointee says he lied in the debate. Okay, well, all right, not going there. It's not a matter of lying in these debates, folks. It's a matter of you're on a stage, you're talking about a lot of stuff. You don't have every single item memorized downtown, you know, got it all straightened out, and you're likely to say something that is probably not accurate. But for the most part, these people are trying their best to be as honest and open as they can be. And sometimes they just slip up. So you need to give them some grace there, folks. Come on, stop it. Sanctuary City rule, people share them. That's an ad. I'm not going into that one. Washington Post forced to remove racist cartoon. I saw that ad. It was crazy. Yep, they should have removed it. Capitalism versus socialism. That's I'm not going to worry about that either. That's an advertisement. Russia not elected to ICJ for the first time. That's the. Okay, well, fine. They shouldn't be. Forget the polls. Here's what actual election results can tell us about 2024. I'm not going to start that kind of thing now because it just does not freaking matter. It's too far away. Police working to understand how machine guns are entering the country. Well, that's obviously not from here because of the appellate's shoulder things there. So that's the Evening Standard. That would probably be Great Britain. So let's skip on over. AOC Marjorie Taylor Greene signed on the letter calling on Biden to stop Julian Assange extradition. Okay, not going there either. All right, so let me see. Tim Scott gives Lester Holt economic lesson after moderator tries to fact check him. Well, this is from the Western Journal. I already know that that's the side of the argument that's going to take. Whereas the other side would say the exact opposite, that, you know, it's just the nature of politics in this country. Angry Jews seek no vengeance against innocent Palestinians. Well, of course. Why would you seek vengeance against innocent Palestinians, folks? And there are innocent Palestinians. There are a lot of Palestinians out there who do not agree with Hamas at all. And Hamas is a terrorist organization, whether you believe it or not. I will tell you that straight up. That's exactly what they are. That's what they've always been. That's in their charter. The elimination of Jews in Israel. They're anti-Semitism, or I mean, they're anti-Semitic and they're anti-Zionist. All of it, all wrapped up together. But they didn't come by that just suddenly, like in, you know, when they wrote that charter in, like, I think 1998. No, that's an ideology that has been read in and talked about for centuries. This hatred for Jewish people. And it's got to stop, but I don't know how to stop it. I have no earthly idea how we can ever possibly even consider stopping those kind of things because, you know, before the Muslim people, some of the Muslim people started buying into that kind of hateful ideology towards Jewish people. Well, there were others. There were Europeans. There were the Babylonians. If you go back to 586 AD or BC, whenever the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Judah, I think it might have been, kingdom of Judah was enslaved by the Babylonians, the hatred began right there. It actually probably began further back even than that. In 1030, BC, whenever the United Kingdom of Israel was formed, which included later on, when they split up 100 years later, into the Kingdom of Judah and the Kingdom of Israel. Long before the Muslim faith even came around, thousands of years before, about 2000 roughly. But yeah, there's still hatred of Jewish people. And, because they're different from everybody else, really, what's the problem with that? Why? And that kind of othering and attacking another group because you don't like them or you don't like their religion or whatever perceptions you have of them. Well, all that stuff led to Hitler just exterminating 6 million of them in Nazi Germany, because he blamed the Jews for all the problems that the Germans had been experiencing throughout all of history, actually. So he was out to eradicate them. He wasn't Muslim. That kind of hatred goes a long way and deep into it. And if you'll go check out some of the blogs over on our website at the tdva-ag.com website, hey, you will find out rather quickly. You can see some things on there. I actually put some few history points on there about the origins of anti-Semitism, its connection to Christianity, and it's there, folks. It's there. It's on all sides of this spectrum. No one side has a claim to it, by the way. It's over on the far right. It's over on the far left. No one group can lay a claim to it being specifically theirs, and anyone who goes out here projecting this idea that it's all over there on the left or it's all over there on the right, hatred knows no bounds. Folks, hatred knows no bounds, period. So I'm not going to jump in. That's me pontificating again. My opinions. Ergodan backtracks after siding with court that defies top court's ruling on lawmakers. Okay, let's go on down. Americans don't want to fight for their country. I'm not touching that one. White House finalized guidance expected to result in stricter regulations. So I'm not going there either. Okay, so let me stop sharing here. Let's go back over and let's see what else we can get into today. All right, let me get back to the screen that actually matters. There we are. How about this topic? She's not an ally. Okay, let me see what topic is. If you pull this up, New York Post caller allegedly threatened to kill Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, yeah. Let me just go see if I can actually pull that thing up. I don't know if I can or not, Sarah, from inside here. Anyway, you may have to send it to me in an email or something, because I cannot actually pull that post up from there. I don't think I can copy and paste it. I'd like to see what that says. Caller allegedly threatened to kill Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me just, before we even go into the topic, these kind of threats take place across the board, and regardless of the political leanings of the person who is making the call or the person who's the target of that call. It happens across the board, and it needs to stop, but I don't know how to stop that either. And I think another time got it. So, hatred knows no bounds. It's also motivated and actually instigated by some in their different positions of authority or whatever their positions might be. Some people actually are instigating this. It occurs from the left and the right. It occurs all over the darn spectrum, political spectrum, ideological spectrums, all kinds of spectrums. The full color spectrum. Hatred occurs everywhere. And I can tell you that when it rears its ugly head, you can go after, people will go after whomever they think is the object of that hatred, who would solve the problem. To remove this one person, we can get rid of all the problems in the House or the Senate or whatever. No. No. And all those people calling for the expulsion of the squad over their statements and things, no, they're Americans too. They have every right to be in there. You may not agree with their views, and you may not necessarily, and I don't agree with a lot of their views, but at the same time, there are some things that are said that, these people are Americans for one thing, period. Either they're born here Americans or they're naturalized Americans. And for any one of us, anyone to say they're un-American or not American enough, or just aren't worthy of the protections of the First Amendment, if you're going out saying that kind of stuff, well, you're wrong, period, flat out wrong. All right, so I can go deep into that one too, Sarah. Thank you. I absolutely can. Yeah, yeah, I go after them all. Whatever. So let's go take a look at Twitter. This one's fun because I just signed into it right before I started the show, and this one popped up there right on the top of my feed. Oh my gosh, we gotta like this one. Where'd it go? Where are we? Oh, that's it. That is it, right there. American Principles Project. It popped up right on the top of my page. Very first one that I saw when I scrolled through here today. Look at that. What do you think? This one says, let me blow it up a little bit if you can't see it. You would never affirm a young girl with anorexia and tell her to change her body. American Principles Project, get your head out of your ass. Can I just tell you that? That's effed up. Jeez, come on. All right. We should not be affirming people with gender dysphoria either. Okay. Well, yeah. I really want to respond to that one, but it would take me too long to put something on there. Make up something really quick. Let me see, what can I do? Oh, this will do it. Hold on. I know what I can do. Give me 1 second. You're wrong. I'll just put in there, you're wrong regarding gender dysphoria. Okay. dysphoria. You're wrong regarding gender dysphoria. That's two different conditions. One is a medical, well, both are medical conditions, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to bother with that. Two different fields of study. Fields of medicine. There we go. And psychology. ESYC or CHOLOGY. Okay. Then I'm going to leave them with this one. Happy Marine Corps birthday. Day and happy Veterans Day weekend. Well, I'm gonna put this in, put that video in here too. Veterans Day weekend. Okay, now let me attach the file in this thing. Dun, 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 dun. I stir the pot up all the time, just so you know. It's just so much fun. Oh, by the way, and I'm not going to just tag it with them. Let me just go here. I got to put in, let me see, Kevin Roberts. Okay, put that one in there. We'll put in Matt Walsh. I'll try to get them all pissed off at me because I don't know how else to get them to respond. Rufo. Let me see, that one won't do it. Go like this. Rufo. All right. Who else can we hit for target-wise here? How about Representative Johnson? Do I follow Representative Johnson? No. Okay. Can't find them. Anyway, so I'll put it right there. We're going to leave it at that spot. And where'd the video go that I put in? Put it there? I thought it did. Open. Open. So our video is too long. Okay. Well, I'll just have to cut the darn thing down just a little bit. I think they got some blank space at the end I can cut out of there. Okay, so that's that one. Let me see. Responded to that. Sebastian Gorka, Dem South 24 alarm begs Biden to drop out. Well, okay, whatever. And also the other big news about this actually reminded me of another piece of big news. Joe Manchin is no longer seeking re-election to the U.S. Senate. Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, who was more of a conservative Democrat than anything else probably, but decided not to seek re-election to the U.S. Senate. But at the same time, he said in the same little interview, he said that there's a possibility that he's going to be traveling around the country getting some advice, but he's considering running for president. But obviously he would be running on a third party platform like No Labels or something like that or whatever. I don't know. He hasn't decided yet if he's going to do that or not, but he's not seeking re-election. So that's huge news also from the Senate. Okay, let me see. It's going down. Heritage Foundation. How bad is Biden and Mayorkas border crisis? It's not their border crisis, you all. Come on. This border crisis has been going on. I don't know. I remember reading about it from like the late 1800s. They were complaining about the border then. As a matter of fact, it was in the 1800s, 1890s, 1880s, somewhere around in there. I can't remember the exact date, when the big Chinese menace was the problem. And they decided to institute, you had to register, come in and be an immigrant and register officially rather than just, walking across the border like they always did prior to that, because there was no real border. It was just farmland. Nothing stood in the way, but anyway. So I mean, this stuff has been going on for a long time. Border crisis. It's not theirs. It's everybody's. Every party. And back in the 80s, the Republicans were actually welcoming in all of the labor they could possibly get because, back then they realized that the farmers weren't going to hire anybody else or couldn't, because Americans in that time and today have a hard time going out there and picking those grapes and picking those strawberries and picking the oranges and apples and stuff like that. They just don't want to do it. And I've got some personal experience with that one. I can tell you, I ran a company in Greensboro, North Carolina, late 90s. And it was an insulation company, one of the many things I've been involved in all my life. But anyway, so I had an insulation company, and I had 4 crews of people, 4 crews of 3. Each crew had a truck that they could take out and go make sure they could insulate homes and stuff like that, and whatever businesses or hotels, new construction or old construction stuff, but whatever. And it was a very profitable kind of business. So, but I had 4 crews. One was Latino. 3, no, wait, I'll take that back. They were 3 Latino crews, 1 American crew. The only reason I knew that they were illegal is whenever they would show up in the shop and on the front of their car, you have a little tag on the front that says family. Sometimes they put the family name on that. It was so funny because on the front of the car, it was Gutierrez Familia. And so I go out into the shop and I say, "Hey, Senor Gutierrez." And you should have seen the stunned look on their faces because I didn't have anybody on my list like that. So I had to start reaching out, trying to figure out how I was going to deal with that, because I didn't want any problems. So I started dealing with consulates and lawyers and all kinds of crap, trying to take care of that one. But the point about this, about the work strategy thing again, is that, let's see. Do you know which crews that I had to go check on and make sure do checkup and repair work on all the time? It was my 3 American crews, or my American crews. Americans then, back in the late 90s, had no work ethic, had no sense of doing things right. I'd have to go check on everything and couldn't find people to do the work. But my Latino crews, not a single problem except one day. One time, I get this call from one of my Latino friends, and they said, "Senor," back there, Senor Williamson, truck is shaking badly, real bad. And I said, "Well, tell me about what happened." And I said, "Well, it was working fine until it started raining and we got stuck in the mud and had to get a little bit of help getting it pulled out of the mud and all that. But after that, it just was shaking badly." And I said, "Well, when you get your truck here, take it around back to the shop and take the water hose and spray out from inside the wheel well." And they said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, go do that." They did. It turned out that's all it was, mud. But no problems with the work ethic. So let's see, anything else we can look at over here? American principles. Grown men should never be allowed to change in the same locker room with young girls. True. Absolutely true with that one. You're right on this one there, American principles. So true. Now I'm going to tell you something that probably pissed some people off. Are you ready? This is probably going to piss some of y'all off really bad. But I'm going to be straight up honest with you about this one. If you are a grown-ass man and you going into these rooms to change things, you need to be locked the hell up. If you, I'm going to say this again a different way, if you still have your junk, but you are dressing or you are identifying as trans or female or whatever, but you still have your junk and you think you can go in there and just blatantly just come right out in front of these kids, or even if you're one of the same age group, and you go in there and you've still got all that stuff, but you identify as female, you have no business in that space. Why? You ought to put yourself in the other people's shoes over there who you're going in there. And if you go walk for a minute in their shoes, what are they going to think? And how are they going to feel about that? Find another way to change. You don't have to go in there and change in front of all of them. Find another way. Go to a different bathroom. If you've got that stuff down there, don't go hang it out in the girls' bathroom, folks. That's just asinine stupid. And what it does is, it's very selfish of you to do that. Very selfish of you to do that, because you're not thinking of them, the other people in that space, but you're also neglecting the fact that there's this whole population of transgender people out here who are just trying to make it through every day without having to deal with a news story about someone who went into that bathroom and did something stupid. Not did, but just walked in there just as themselves, but still had all their junk around. Don't do that. My God. It makes all of us look bad. Just stop it, period. Go grow up. Start thinking strategically, big mind, big thinking stuff, okay? Start thinking about the whole community of people we're dealing with, and those we're actually representing, those we actually go and deal with and see and all that kind of stuff. And here's another one. I'll just come right out and tell you about this one too. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about sports, folks. Let me stop sharing. Well, I'm going to keep up here on sharing because this one actually brought it up. There's more to it. Let's talk about sports. If you went through puberty in the genetic sex to which you were born, and your anatomical sex reflects that, but you go through genetic sex, or your puberty matches your genetic sex, then guess what? There are subtle differences there are differences, actually not just subtle, differences between the anatomical structure of someone who has gone through male puberty and someone who has gone through female puberty. You don't need to be playing on those darn teams. Yes, testosterone will cut down those levels significantly, but that does not change the anatomical changes that took place during male puberty. You're going to have to We've got to start thinking better, bigger. Can't do it. And I know that may piss a bunch of you off out there, but I really don't care at this point, because we have got some issues internally we have got to solve, folks. For instance, another one that comes to mind right off the bat. I mean, taking your shirt off at the White House, you have your top off. Rose Matoya did that. That was disrespectful, uncalled for, unnecessary, and just absolutely disgusting. Sure, she has a right to go take her top off, whatever, but this was the White House, folks. This is different. We're not holding a nudist colony at the White House, period. Oh my God. Yeah. So let's scroll on down through here. Oh, there's the libs at TikTok. Vice just ran this piece celebrating 6-year-old drag queen. Okay, fine. We celebrate, what, 4- and 5-year-old beauty contestants? No different. All right, move on. I'm going to talk about that one. Hillary Clinton compares Trump to Hitler while warning he would win again. He could win again. Hitler was duly elected. Yeah, well, not going in that one. Pro-Hamas sympathizers called to free Gaza and vandalized a New York City police car with KKK and IDF signs. Arrest those darn people, will you? Okay, let's go on down. Jewish people are afraid to walk in the streets of America again. What a damn disgrace, yes. Where are the Democrats who has brought this credit upon himself, except Sam? Okay. All right, so look, Kurt Schlechter. This is not just a left thing, but that happens to be the biggest thing in the news right now because, I mean, that feeds your narrative over there on that side, right? That's what feeds your narratives. That's exactly what feeds your narrative. So obviously you're going to start painting the brush with that side. However, it's a Republican and a Democrat thing, as I mentioned before. Jeez, it's not stuck to any one side. Oh, here's Chris Rufo, how to fix academia. Reduce the flow of federal funds to universities? No. Privatize student loan market and make colleges partially responsible for student defaults? No. Let me see. Abolish DEI bureaucracies? No. Wind down activist pseudo disciplines? Who's to decide what those are? Because I might consider that those pseudo disciplines having to do with conservatism, aren't worthy of it either. No, you don't get to decide that. Reform faculty hiring to restore ideological, wait a minute, I got to see this one, balance? Fine, good. Punish universities that discriminate on the basis of race? Yes. But I know what you're saying. I know what Chris is saying right here. And Chris is saying that, like I saw a little thing the other day, it was a D&I program that had to do with a music program at the university, at the Arizona State University. And they had focused the program primarily for, or mostly for, people of color, BIPOC people, Black and Indigenous people of color and BIPOC. And so they're saying this is a white, thing. That's what this is all about. And they're also saying that, exactly that. And hey, don't discriminate on the basis of being white. Don't exclude us from everything too. I mean, how are they going to deal with the NAACP, right? There's all kinds of grants and scholarships and awards that they produce. But anyway, tie federal funding to upholding standards of civil discourse and debate. You're not going to be able to do that. All right. Break the accreditation cartel. All right. Oh my gosh. Turn a limited number of state universities into classical liberal arts academies. Set up recruiting pipelines and employment opportunities for classically minded scholars. Establish new academic journals outside the existing left-wing circles. Oh my gosh, Christopher Rufo, you're full of shit, son. Eliminate the requirement to have a master's in education for teaching in K through 12 schools. No. Which will gut the state graduate schools of education, require state universities to sign the Clavin Statement. What's the Clavin Statement? Let me go find that out. And refrain from taking political positions as a corporate entity. I'm sorry. As long as corporations have personhood, you're going to have to get rid of Citizens United. As long as corporations have personhood, whether that's educational, nonprofit, or whatever, you aren't going to be able to do that. But let me just go check out what is the Clavin Report. Explains that the very taking of a position by a university might chill the environment of free expression, academic freedom, and that is essential that the university remain a place where individuals can explore and hold whatever positions they wish. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. It's the last part anyway, chill the environment. Okay. All right, let's go back here. I'll have to check more into that one a little later. Require all universities that receive federal funds to provide annual summary statistics for race, sex, GPT, and SAT scores. Oh, let's add in a few things. Add gender to that too. Click. Okay. This was 18 hours ago. He's not likely to see it. Well, he might. Fund internal watchdogs to hunt for academic fraud. Absolutely. They already do that, but they don't do it successfully all the time. And anytime they do fail at it, it becomes huge news and becomes the main topic du jour. Okay. Typically speaking, and in most cases, everything that I've been involved with academically and all the people I know who've done this kind of work on the academic level, they aren't trying to cheat anyone out of anything or present an idea that is not, doesn't show what the data represents. No, that only happens in a few cases. And when it does, though, it's very egregious. All right, legalize intelligence tests for admissions and hiring. No, because there's all kinds of different intelligence tests, and none of them are, we already know that they don't accurately reflect anything important anyway. Provide high prestige test out options for individuals to demonstrate domain knowledge without having to earn a bachelor's degree. Fine, I got that one. Absolutely. Work with employers to screen for capacity, not degrees. Okay. All right. Overtime. Oh my gosh, he just keeps right on going right here. Overtime. Let's see. Reduce the overall number of placements at four-year universities, which should cater to the top 10% of the most academically gifted, and shift resources to lower cost trade programs, community college. No, 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 no. Oh, hell no. Jesus Christ. Talk about feeding right into the elitism there, Christopher. Line down the repressive Title IX bureaucracy. No. Significantly reduce the number of administrators and pseudo-therapeutic bureaucracies on campus. Let's see. Reward colleges financially for a low admin to faculty ratio. Huh? No, how about we let the science rule that one? Okay? Give tenured faculty raises to the number of admins as the number of admins is reduced. Geez, my God, you talk about overhauling the whole educational system. I think you just read right straight out of Project 2025 there, son. Allow universities that have been relying on unlimited state loan subsidies and predatory marketing to high school students to go bankrupt, and then structure and shut down. Submit the entire sector to greater market discipline. Pseudo alumni donors or persuade alumni donors to stop giving. What? This whole thing is just an attempt to shut down all the educational systems in this country. And Chris, you actually got let me see where you got your degree from. I think you actually, I saw it somewhere. Yeah, I know you're teaching at Hillsdale and you're at the Manhattan Institute and you write for the City Journal. Followed by Ian Wokeness, Mike Lee, and 70 others. Okay. Anyway, let's see what the notifications are. Hey, stranger, you're now a member of a splendid list. Get ready for a winning adventure. Okay. I decided to hold a special event that all my followers can participate in right now. Hurry up to join. Okay, no, not doing that one. Something is just off. Okay, replying to me, bureaucrats are fascists, so removing them will be anti-fascist. No, but Bushka. Okay. Looks like family structure works, if only that was promoted as much as division. Okay. Make up another word. Gender and birth sex are the same. They identify bio roles in procreation. Call it Kapazoo or something. No. You need to get out of that kind of thinking. Tisham 9, Lordship Sire. Okay. Let's drop that out. Let's go on over here to the main page again. Here we are again. Okay. That's Sarah. Sarah works at the VA in Manhattan. Yes. And she's a nurse there, and in the surgical nurse, I believe it is, OR nurse. But yeah, so definitely I had a lot of respect for Sarah and enjoy the conversations that she and I have. However, now is the time to call it a day. I will close out with one last thing. I want to put that image up here, and let me go back to the banner, and I'm taking me off the main top. Well, I'll just leave me up there. But I'm going to put the overlay up on top. Okay, here we go. Find an overlay for this. Ta-da! For our Marines out there, let's shut down this comment. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. I think it's 248 years, I believe. So Semper Fi, Marines, Semper Fi. All right, and then closing with that one, I do want to put up the Veterans Day weekend video one more time, and let me find that. Where did it go? I got it somewhere. We'll play that one more time, and I'll have to do a little edit to that one, it looks to me like. And pull that page up. Give me a second. We'll play this in closing. Okay? Just a reminder to all of our veterans. out there, wherever you might to be. It's not an untitled video, but anyway, play, no, zoom to fit, no. And, oh, that's the one I'm looking for. Right there, stop sharing, here we go, play. Don't call your people. Back to the main screen, everyone, back to the main screen. Okay, let me take that banner off the top, hide that one. Hello again, hello again. I hope you have a great weekend. Come back this evening, talk with me again at 6 Eastern time. Let's do this. Have a great day. Bye-bye.